When the right nostril is in flow, from each inhalation of air, the pingala nerve selects the positive electrons contained in the ether which interpenetrates the air and carries a current of positive electromagnetism down the right side of the spine. 37. Because the right side is positive, people in whom the right nostril flow is predominant evince positive characteristics such as martial spirit and sometimes unusual aggressiveness. 38. In certain males, unbridled sexual passion is the result of an excessive flow of the right nostril. 39. Similarly, when the left nostril is in flow, the ida nerve carries currents of negative electrons down the left side of the spine. 40. When the left nostril flow is predominant in man, it manifests negative characteristics such as fear, timidity, submission, humbleness, obedience, etc., and also virtues such as truthfulness, kindness, benevolence, reverence, and spirituality. 41. The positive electromagnetic currents and the negative electromagnetic currents which run alternately down pingala and ida nerves respectively meet at the solar plexus or other plexi of the sympathetic nervous system which lie along the spinal column and supply prana for the conduct of the human machine. 42. As the numerous branches which pingala and ida nerves send out connect all the plexi of the sympathetic system with the cerebrospinal system, much of the etheric energy which is conveyed along pingala and ida is stored up in the different plexi, the chief of which is the solar plexus. 43. When sushumana or both nostrils are equally in flow, both pingala and ida nerves carry their respective currents down the spine at the same time, and these currents, as they go down the spine distributing their wealth along the different plexi, carry what remains to the base of the spine, where they meet and supply prana to the sushumana canal. 44. The sympathetic nervous system has its center in the solar plexus and is the channel of that mental action which unconsciously supports the vital functions of the body. 45. The connection between the cerebrospinal and the sympathetic nervous system is made by the vagus nerve, which passes out the cerebral region as a portion of the voluntary system to the thorax, sending out branches to the heart and lungs, and finally passing through the diaphragm. It loves its outer coating and becomes identified with the nerve of the sympathetic system, so forming a connecting link between the two and making man physically a single entity. 46. The cerebrospinal system is the organ of the conscious mind, and the sympathetic is the organ of the subconscious. The cerebrospinal is the channel through which we receive conscious perception from the physical senses and exercises control over the movements of the body. This system of nerves has its center in the brain. 47. When the solar plexus is in active operation and is radiating life and energy and vitality to every part of the body and to everyone that you meet, the sensations are pleasant. The body is filled with health, and all with whom you come in contact experience a pleasant sensation. 48. If then you wish to develop courage, power, if you wish to become less timid and more aggressive, practice breathing through the right nostril. At first, you may find it necessary to close the left nostril with the forefinger, but you will gradually acquire control and will eventually be able to close either nostril at will. 49. If you wish to cultivate any of the spiritual qualities such as benevolence, reverence, truthfulness, kindness, cheerfulness, or goodness, you will practice breathing through the left nostril. 50. The information contained in this part is so startling, so unique, so useful, so surprisingly dependable that we feel that all students who are so fortunate as to obtain this series of amazing secrets will lose no time in breaking the fetters which have held them in bondage to the misconceptions and traditions by which they have been enslaved. 51. Part 2 contains a secret of equal or greater importance. It tells how many attract to themselves evils and misfortunes, how others attract happiness and fortune. It also tells how the mighty wonder workers of India project themselves to any desired location at will. This is one of the secrets which have heretofore been given by word of mouth only. It has seldom, if ever before, been revealed in print. Study questions with answers. 1. The brain, the eyes, the nose, the arms, the lungs, the kidneys, the legs are all double organs. Why is this? Because man is a magnet having two poles. 2. Is this true of man only? Not only is man a magnet, but all other bodies are magnets which manifest magnetic properties. 3. Which side of the human body is the positive pole? Which, negative? The right side of the human body represents the positive pole, while the left side represents the negative pole. 4. What happens when the body ceases to absorb and radiate energy from and to surrounding space? Its magnetic properties cease and it is then dead. 5. Does the air flow through both nostrils continuously? The breath flows only for short intervals through both nostrils, from time to time each day. Generally, it flows through only one nostril at a time. 6. How does the breath usually flow in persons of normal health? In persons of normal health, the breath flows for nearly 60 minutes or 1 hour through one nostril and then changes to the other, to flow for a period of the same duration, that is 1 hour. 7. How are people affected when the flow of the right nostril is predominant? Because the right side is positive, people in whom the right nostril flow is predominant evince positive characteristics such as martial spirit and sometimes unusual aggressiveness. In certain males, unbridled sexual passion is the result of an excessive flow of the right nostril. 8. How are people affected when the flow of the left nostril is predominant? Because the left side is negative, people in whom the left nostril flow is predominant manifest negative characteristics such as fear, timidity, submission, humbleness, obedience, etc., and also virtues such as truthfulness, kindness, benevolence, reverence, and spirituality. 9. Where do the Ida and Pingala nerves meet? The Ida and Pingala nerves begin in the left and right nostril respectively, pass through the cerebellum and medulla oblongata, run respectively along the left and right side of the spinal cord and end where they meet, viz. At the coccyx or rudimentary human tail, the terminal triangular bone of the vertebral column. 10. When both nostrils are equally in flow, what happens? When the breath flow of both nostrils is equal, the gates of both of them lie ajar. Then the Ida and Pingala nerves are both fully active and carry their respective currents of etheric energy down to the spine at the same time. These currents, as they pass along, distribute their wealth among the different plexi of the sympathetic system and carry what is left to the base of the spine where they meet and supply prana, which is the yogi name for etheric energy, to the Sushumana canal or nerve which runs through the central cavity of the spinal column from the base of the brain and connects with Pingala and Ida in the coccyx.